Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist. I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 348. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time and for watching and listening. I appreciate all of you so much. I hope you had a great day or great night, whatever time it is, whenever you see or hear this. And today I wanted to talk about rest and how important that is for our minds and bodies. And so I found this book. I think Russell Brunson might have recommended this. I can't remember, but I think he did. And it's How to Grow Success by Elizabeth Town. It just looks like this. And I think I got it on Amazon, of course. But there's a little passage in it. I was listening to Wayne Dyer and oh my gosh, I found these beautiful old videos of his. And of course, I'm going to just be soaking those in a little bit. He is just amazing. He's just one of my favorite people in the whole world. And I just love the way that he speaks. And he used to be a therapist. I always forgot that. But, and he also mentioned, this is a side note, he mentioned how, and this has always been my problem too, my issue, my challenge, is that I'm a therapist and that's what I do, of course, and we have to talk about problems all the time. So throughout the years, I thought, well, is this affecting my energy with hearing about problems all the time? And then is it affecting the client's energy for us talking about the problems all the time? And so I've always been a solution-focused person where I really try to focus only on solutions as much as possible. And so that's what Wayne Dyer was talking about, how he would do that too. He's like, I would allow them to talk for, about 5 minutes about the problem. And then we would say, where are you going next? Where are you going? Where do you want to go? And what do you want? And so it's all the same teachings. We got to keep life so simple. It's like, where do we want to go? And his point to saying that was, and my point is too, that, where you focus, your energy is there. And what if we trained ourselves to focus our energy on what is wanted instead? And I do find that as I'm practicing that with intention every day, every day gets better and better. So remember to tell yourself that every day gets better and better. Everything around me is for my benefit. Everything is always working out in my favor, no matter what, no matter if it looks the exact opposite. We've got to take our attention off of what we don't want and put it on what we do want. And that is the simplest way that Wayne Dyer is trying to, or was trying to get across to everyone in his audience. It's like, what do we want? And Bashar, what do you prefer? And Esther Hicks, it's like, let's reach for a better feeling thought. It's like all the same stuff. Joe Dispenza, let's teach our bodies how to feel the future emotion, like it's in the future environment, in the future self, and break the chains of the addictions of the past feelings and emotions. And so, I don't know, just love Wayne Dyer. I love all these people. Anyway, and I love you guys too. Love you guys, love you guys. So this is, again, How to Grow Success by Elizabeth Town. I don't know what year this was written, but the way she wrote it, I think it's like, I want to say it's an older book. I should have looked at this before I opened it. But anyway, I opened this up to a passage, and of course it just was perfect. So I just want to read that really quick. She said, remember to take plenty of recesses from your work and concentration and practices. If you filled your lungs full of air and then kept them full, it would only be a matter of a little while until you die. It is by expanding and then relaxing, expanding and relaxing, that we keep the breath of life going. I love that. Expanding and relaxing. To try to keep the lungs full all the time would be death. The same law comes into all we do. To work steadily without playing and resting between times would have the same effect as holding your breath. To work with all your mind and soul and body, and then to let go with all your mind and soul and body, is to complete a real breath of life. I love that. All work and no play, or all play and no work, makes us stupid and weak. That reminds me of, makes us stupid and weak. How rude. That reminds me of The Shining, The Shining. And, but plenty of whole-souled work alternated with plenty of whole-souled rest makes us strong and wise and keeps us growing. Whole-souled rest. I love that. Whole-souled work, whole-souled rest. That is cool, isn't it? Whole-souled. Let's be whole-souled. I love that. So take plenty of little recesses, dearie, every day. Go out and take a sun bath and a soul bath and take slow, full, even breaths of the all-pervading love and wisdom and will of the universe. Let life live you. Fluff yourself all out loose and let the world forces and the unseen forces play through you a while. Then you will feel like being strenuous, in quotes, again when the time comes. Isn't that so cool? A couple things in here. Let life live you. That's very interesting, isn't it? Let life live you. Because it's our soul that's just trying to live inside of us, trying to have that human experience, of course. So let's just let go and surrender and relax a little bit and allow. So we've got to, how does she put it? Expanding and relaxing, expanding and relaxing. It's like our lungs, expanding and then relaxing. We've got to expand a little bit, work a little bit, and then relax, play. And take recesses, go out and take a sun bath and a soul bath. I love that. And this goes back to what I've been talking about with 75 Hard. I think today is day 9 or day 8, something like that, day 8, I think. But today I made a decision that I'm going to do this like forever. I'm not going to take a progress photo or anything. And I'm going to do, eat mostly what I want. But the 45-minute walk in the afternoon and the reading every single day again, because I let that go for a while because I was just like taking on too much. The walk and the reading is like super helpful for me. I don't know about you guys, but it is so helpful. I've always worked out in the morning, no problem. So I do that for like an hour and a half every morning anyway. But that 45-minute walk out in the sun every day and outside, even when it's cloudy, it's going to get miserably hot here soon. So it's going to be a sweat fest for 45 minutes. But I am so looking forward to it every day. It's like a break in the day. And so, or it's at the end of my day or it's in the middle of the day, whenever I can get it. But I think that something like 75 Hard, it's a good challenge, but it's like, let's do it forever. Movement is medicine. So I feel like a lot of us might sit a lot during the day. I know I do. And it was really hurting me. My body was starting to hurt just from sitting so much. And I was looking for a reason to move more. And so this kind of gave me a reason to do that. And then subsequently, while I'm out there, I'm just like thinking about things I wouldn't have thought about had I not been outside. It's made my mood even better. It's just opened up so many doors and windows and all kinds of things. So even though that's not resting, I'm getting a sun bath and I'm getting, kind of a walking meditation. And I'm just so relaxed while I'm doing it. It's not even like a workout. I'm just walking. And then if it rains, I'm going to just be under the patio and I'll do some, like weightlifting again or whatever. I do my weightlifting, of course, in the morning. But I love the extra walk that I'm getting. I just love it. And I highly recommend you guys try that. Even if it's for 10 minutes. And I've told my clients again, try 5 minutes a day. Just do, if you can't do something, but you want to do something and you're like procrastinating about it, just take 5 minutes and just set a timer with intention. I'm deliberately setting this timer to show up for myself today. And then again, we have to remember that this is us living our life. This is just the foundation for everything. And when you feel at your best, that's whenever life flows naturally. It just flows like water. Be like water, as Bruce Lee said, be like water. It's like just start to relax. And then Esther Hicks would always say, relax and allow, relax and allow, expand and relax, expand and relax. We don't constantly need to be expanding, constantly need to be grinding or leveling up. I'm all for that stuff sometimes, of course. I'm all for that stuff. But I'm also for we've got to relax and have some peace and take care of ourselves too, because it's in those times, a lot of times, that we have really great ideas too. And we can actually hear ourselves. So you don't want to work so hard that you're letting your life pass by and then, 5-10 years have gone by and you really didn't get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, and sometimes the fruits of your labor are just peace I think that's priceless. Peace is so priceless. There was something on the back of this book too I wanted to read. What was it? Oh, this is what it was. Let's see. Success is not money, nor is it fame. The king in the ancient fable turned to gold all that he touched and starved to death. The sick man of the East has wealth galore and worldwide fame, but so abjectly afraid is he that he is never a moment alone, never tastes a dish that has not first been tried on a menial, and springs to his feet with pistol in hand if his best friend across the table happens to make a quick movement. Money and power he has, but not success. Success is liberty to command, coupled with a clear conscience and loving heart. I love that. Money and power he has, but not success. So what is success to you? Success to me is just peace and love. It just comes down to all of that. It's just amazing how we think that we need money and we need all these like really nice things. I am all for that. I love all the stuff. I love stuff, but I've come to terms over the years, like you have to have internal peace. That outside stuff is not going to do crap for you. I mean, it feels good for a moment. And like Esther Hicks, I remember her saying like, oh, it'll make me feel good for an afternoon to get an Audi. But then after that, it's like, whatever. And so I don't know. It's just, when you feel good about you, that's success to me. When you feel good about you, when you love yourself. So I want you guys to, I had some people today I talked to, and I asked, what are your strengths? And of course, everybody can list their weaknesses. And a lot of people can list their strengths too, but I've had people that are like, I don't know what's good about me. I don't know what I'm strong at. I know I'm not good at anything. So I want you guys to think about what are your strengths and what is success to you? And what does love mean to you? Like loving oneself, what does that mean to you? And maybe if you have a partner, come up with your own definition of love in your home. And like, this is what love looks like in our home, not what it looks like in the rest of the world. And always come at your life from your mind, not somebody else's mind, because no one knows what's best for you but you. And so figure out how you want to live. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, and define what it is that makes you light up, and do more of that. Do more of what lights you up. And you'll find that you have more success that way too, whatever success means to you. You can have everything you want. You can have that money, you can have that house, you can have that partner, that career, you can have that business, you can have that child, you can have that car, that trip to Italy, whatever it is that you want. You can have all that stuff. And remember, at the end of the day, or the night, whatever time it is, of course, at the end, it's like, it's just going to make you feel a certain way when you get it. But what if you could just practice feeling that feeling now and always feel that way, even when you don't have that thing? And what's crazy is whenever you start feeling so good, that's when that thing starts to come to you. And it's just so natural. And you're like, oh, wow, there's that money. Here it is. And it's like, oh, no big deal. Because I already had that feeling before. That just adds to it. How cool is that? And that's how it works. So I will tell you, that is like the number one thing over the years that I have learned to do, is like self-generate all of these feelings. I was alone a lot. I had a lot of alone time in my 30s, a ton of alone time, probably a little too much sometimes. But I learned to self-generate peace, love, understanding, compassion, and I had time to process my own limiting beliefs and my own limiting emotions that I was carrying. I'm not saying I'm 100% done with all that either. There's still a lot there, but I removed so many layers of myself that were holding me back. And again, getting on camera every day, super humbling, super awesome, super awkward at times. And I get to see myself grow through that uncomfortable feeling and that fear, because there's something, I think it's on my desk. I'll have to get it later. I was going to bring that up today too, but I'll maybe get to that tomorrow. No, I won't. I got it right here. Oh, I got it in my email. I got my phone right here. Oh, hold on. I forgot. I think it was this. Yeah. Okay. Abraham Hicks from yesterday's email. Yeah. It was fear itself is not the impediment to your joyful life, but fear is pointing at the impediment to your joyful life. And just as a feeling of fear is within you, the impediment is within you also. So it's like there's an impediment in there. There's some limiting belief or something that's happened to you that is making you feel the emotion. And that emotion of fear is pointing out, hey, you got this feeling of fear, but what's really underneath that fear is this belief about yourself. So there's Bashar again. We got beliefs that are causing these feelings and emotions. If you didn't have a belief, you wouldn't have a feeling or an emotion about it. So think about that. Like, what fears do you have when you feel a certain feeling during the day? Ask yourself, where did that come from? What is the fear pointing at in my life? What is the impediment that it's pointing at? That challenge in me, that limiting belief about myself that's holding me back from living my full potential. That's how I look at it. I'm like, I want to live my full potential now. I want to become my best self. I want to be like super expanded and be at like that higher level of consciousness that I don't even know what it feels like yet. And when we're curious and walking around life in awe and wonder like a little child would, and just looking at everything like, wow, this is so cool, and loving everything, loving every moment, and just being in curiosity. I love that feeling. It's so fun to just shift from stressed out adult to like going back to childhood and being like, wow, look at this world. Oh, what's that? Why is that? Like, can I do that? Can I play with that? You know, just being like that is so much more fun than being the adult that is addicted to those emotions of the past, right? So that's the way we've got to shift things. And this is very subtle and very like small and simple, but it is like so big. It can have the biggest effect in your whole life on your quality of life and everything you want to create too. So, and remember, creation is always finished. Once you have that thought, it's already happened. So think about what your vision is and stick to your vision other than what you're seeing. Ignore and deny. I'm looking over here now. It's like just a very easy decision to quit looking left and look right. It's that simple. Just got to bring your consciousness somewhere else. Bring your awareness somewhere else. And we're addicted to that. So you got to treat it like an addiction. It's like, oh, might need a meeting or something, you know? And then you just shift. And pretty soon you're like, you'll figure out that, oh, I never want to go back to feeling that way again. And I never have to. All I got to do is look over here and shine my light over there and be the light that you already are. So keep practicing. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back as usual. And remember, you are so loved. Pass that on to anybody who needs to hear it tonight or today or whatever, you know, whenever you see this, of course. And please like, share, subscribe, share this with anybody who might benefit from some of this information in here. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.